Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Sandra. 我是 Sandra. First, let's do the pleasantries. 大家好，你们好吗？ I hope the answer is 很好。Last but not least, as always, 欢迎。Welcome to Community Mandarin. Today, as the title suggests, we're gonna be doing something in a very timely manner. As you may know, today is technically yesterday because today is the American time of June 14th, but in China it was I think it's already June 15th. Anyway, June 14th is Dragon Boat's day, so it is a traditional Chinese uh, festival. So we're gonna be introducing about the background and the origins and why are Chinese people celebrating this day, why or how. Okay, so without further ado, let's first get into the material for today. So first, let's look at this sentence. It's a little bit long, but don't get intimidated by it. First, let's read it. 请跟我读。今天是端午节，是中国的传统节日。今天是端午节，是中国的传统节日。I highlighted 3 words from the sentence, which I would assume are new words to you guys. And we're going to talk about them one after another. First, let's look at 端午节. 端午节. 端午节 is Dragon Boat Festival. Dragon Boat Festival. But I would say 端午 does not mean Dragon Boat. 端午 is actually a Chinese traditional way of counting the dates. It literally means opening horse, which actually means the beginning of the horse months. The beginning of the horse months. So 端午 actually means the beginning of the horse day in the Chinese lunar calendar, which falls on the 5th of May in the Chinese lunar calendar, which in our like the common calendar we're using, usually it falls in June, give or take, 2 weeks before or 2 weeks after. So the Dragon Boat Festival is a traditional Chinese holiday which occurs on the 5th day of the 5th month of the traditional Chinese calendar. And so 端午节, we translated into Dragon Boat Festival because it sounds more appealing that way, right? But actually how to say Dragon Boat, I wrote in blue in our material. Dragon Boat is 龙舟. 龙舟. If you were here about 3 months ago when we were talking about the 12 zodiac animals in traditional Chinese culture, when we were talking about 十二生肖, you probably still remember how to say dragon, 龙, right? And 舟 actually is a more formal way of saying 船, which we learned last Thursday. So 舟 actually means 船, it means ship or boat. So 龙舟 means dragon boat. But when we're talking about the festival itself, we still use the traditional Chinese name 端午节. 端午节. Okay, then let's look back to the sentence, and we still have 2 new words to go. So the second one, first let's read the second part of this sentence. 是中国的传统节日. 中国 we know it means China, so 中国的 makes it Chinese. 传统 it is an adjective in this case, but can also be used as a noun. So when it is used an adjective, it means traditional. When it is noun, it means tradition. So over here, it is traditional. And 节日 is the more formal way of saying 节. I believe we've been talking about 节 like numerous times. We talk about 圣诞节, Christmas, we talk about 万圣节. Halloween, we talked about 感恩节, Thanksgiving. And then I think we'll also talk about like 愚人节, April Fool's Day. So 节 actually is taken from the whole term 节日, which means holiday or festival. So what does the whole sentence mean? 今天是端午节. Pretty easy and direct. Today is Dragon Boat's Day. 是中国的传统节日. Is a Chinese traditional festival. Okay, so what do we do to celebrate Dragon Boat's Day, to celebrate 端午节, or we can simply call it 端午. So the first thing I want to introduce to you guys is that during 端午, usually Chinese people like to eat 粽子. 粽子. 粽子 is a traditional Chinese pastry, or I would call it. It is made of sticky rice, and then it would be sticky rice stuffed with various kind of fillings. It can be red beans, it can be sesame, it can be meat or duck egg yolk. I know it's sounding bizarre, more bizarre by the second, but I promise you, it tastes okay. It tastes good. I personally, it's not my favorite, but it tastes good. Or for most people, I would say. And then we wrapped it in bamboo leaves. Okay, so the reason we eat 粽子 or sticky rice wrapped in bamboo leaves dish is because 粽子 is something we use to in memory of a ancient figure that ended his life on this specific day. So the origin of celebrate 端午 is because like 1,000 years ago there was a patriotic poet whose name is Qu Yuan, and yeah, he was patriotic, so he but the emperor didn't like that he was giving out a lot of advice about how to better this country. So the emperor exiled him, and then feeling very disheartened and then feeling very feeling very angry. So Qu Yuan tied himself to a rock and jumped into a river on the 5th day of May in the lunar year system, of course. So the people, they want to show respect, and then they want to memorize Qu Yuan's behavior, because he basically killed himself to show that how much I love this country, right? So what they do is that they put food inside of the bamboo leaves and wrap it up, and then toss it into the river water, so that they will think, okay, if he's down there, and then he can eat it, and then if he's down there, and then so they're worried that his body is gonna get eaten by sea fish and the sea animals. So by tossing these in there, so that maybe we can reserve his body. Of course, that's like an urban myth thing that's in like old wives' tale I heard when I was growing up. So I'm not 100% sure if that's what actually happened, but anyway, so eating 粽子 is what we do in memory of this patriotic poet Qu Yuan. And how do we say make 粽子? We have to use the same verb as we use when we're saying making dumplings. Does anybody still remember that? If not, it is highlighted in red on our screen. We use the verb 包. 包, if you still remember, as a noun, it means a bag, right? A purse. When it is used as a verb, it means to wrap something up when it looks like a bag and a purse. So 粽子 is something, as you can see by the description, it needs to be wrapped in bamboo leaves. So we use the verb 粑包. 包粽子is something Chinese people do on 端午节 nowadays. And then since we're talking about 端午节 is Dragon Boats Day in English translation, so of course we're going to talk about dragon boats. So as I said, we've learned the word dragon when we're talking about the 十二生肖, the Chinese zodiac animals. And the whole word of dragon boat is 龙舟, 龙舟. And 舟 is the formal way of saying a 船. So 龙舟 is the formal way of saying dragon boat. As you can see from the picture, it is a dragon-shaped boat. And then the verb to go with dragon boat, as you can see again from the picture, the people on there are doing, we have to use the verb 划. 划 is basically the verb of row your boat. Row your boat. Everybody knows that sound, right? So it's to propel a boat forward with an oar. So if we want to say row a boat, we can say 划船. And if we want to say row a dragon boat, we'll have to use the formal term for dragon boat. We can say 划龙舟. So 划龙舟 is another thing that Chinese people do in memory of the patriotic poet I just mentioned, Qu Yuan, and to celebrate 端午节. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. Sorry for rambling a little bit. I figured that when I'm about to tell like a big tale, that sometimes my English fails me. Well, but you know that by now. Okay, so that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in. And before we say goodbye, before we 说再见, as always, I encourage you guys to visit Rolla's website as well as our YouTube channel. And there you go. 再见。